Hey guys, in this video I'd like to discuss some aspects of sales training. Now, this has been knowledge I've derived from both sales coaches and my own personal knowledge and experience over the past half a decade of my sales experience. Now, in this time, I've gone from being a sales rep to sales executive to now global sales manager, closing deals worth over 200,000 euros monthly. Now, principle number one is there's this common saying in sales that people buy from people they like. And while I don't necessarily disagree, I think this point is overused. Firstly, whenever I'm trying to build rapport with a lead or prospect who has just entered the call, yes, I will have a friendly banter for maybe 30-40 seconds just to establish some introductions, but that's it. No being overly friendly after that. What is even more important is whom people buy from is whom people they trust based off expertise and credibility. So I would immediately, after the 30-40 seconds, get it right into it. Why did they choose to book the call? I would then start my diagnosis mode and really identify all the relevant pain points and the most important ones they took the call for. Notice I would not mention a single thing about our product or solution until I have a clear understanding of exactly why he decided to take the call and his pain points. The metaphor I would like to use here in the discovery stage, they call it, is, let's say I'm a sketch artist making a little sketch. I'm talking to the prospect, and as I'm talking to the prospect and uncovering his pain points, the sketch I'm painting is getting more and more clear. Once everything has been established and I understand why he's here, and more importantly, I have a mental picture of why he's here and his pain points can be reflected via the solution and product we offer, then I suddenly present or will start presenting the sketch that I've drawn based off having diagnosed and heard him out and using his or her own words exactly how they describe the pain point and exactly how our product and solution has been helping people for a long time with that exact same specific pain point. It is crucial to establish authority quickly in this regard via having a good knowledge on exactly what they're there, being engaged, and also a very good knowledge on your product or solution and being able to present that precisely, deliberately, and with full detail and conviction. Conviction is extremely important because sales is essentially a transference of energy or emotion from what you're feeling about the product to the lead, and if you cannot do that, then the lead will never buy from you. And this takes us to stereotype number 2, which I don't necessarily agree with, is that the best salesmen are extroverts who have, just the word extrovert. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think the best salesmen are the ones who are the best active listeners, and then, and only through being a very good active listener can you present a tailor-made solution exactly for the client. For instance, a strong, silent type can do very well in sales. Someone, of course, who's mastered the art of listening and consultative sales. So being comfortable with silence is crucial. Being able to listen while being silent, not being uncomfortable when there is periods of silence when, let's say, the prospect is thinking, and you just give them the space to say exactly what's needed. I do see a lot of salespeople like just having to fill the quietness by having to say something irrelevant, sometimes something irrelevant, and sometimes by saying more than you have to say, you will create objections which did not exist. So when you answer precisely, tailoredly, and with precision and confidence exactly what he or she is asking for, without giving more words or more context, it becomes impossible for them to conjure up objections which may not exist. Whereas, let's say someone asks you a question and you answer, and you give a little bit more detail than is needed about, let's say, a product feature, then suddenly a product feature which may not even have been relevant, now a fear might have been created, and then he or she, your prospect, starts asking you about it. Oh, hey, how does that work with this? Can this happen? Ta, ta, ta. No, none of that is necessary. I like to keep sales as simple, precise, and deliberate as it can be. So yes, in that regard, focus is very important. Being focused on the task and being silent when it is necessary. The successful salesmen and the best salesmen are the ones who are more quiet, who are way more let's say you have a conference call and you analyze how many words have been spoken by the salesman and the other prospect. Salesmen typically, the best salesman will be guiding the conversation, making sure that, let's say you wanted to go from A to B. If the prospects are steering away, you gently push it back from A towards direction B. Ultimately, the one who's in charge is the one who's asking the questions, who's navigating the stream and the flow of the conversation, not necessarily who's speaking. So the core takeaways of this video is authority over speaking, as in you must lead discovery through active listening, asking the right questions, and then not necessarily being forced to speak. In fact, embrace the silence, especially when necessary. Principle number 2, good discovery, running the discovery in a structured and precise way, will lead to significantly fewer objections in the end. And yes, I think that was it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.